Hello everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. So many time zones now. We're here with round 3 of Formula Pals. From your favorite Formula Pals driver's favorite track. It's become somewhat of a Racing Pals legend lately. And a bit of an unofficial Racing Pals test track as well, especially for Assetto Corsa. Fast little track. We're here at Bikernieki, I think that's how you say it. And it does actually look like we are hopping straight into quali today. Some server resets happened. And because of that, we are jumping straight into quali. Stream was a bit late starting today, but I'm totally cool with that. Hope you guys are too. It's like a pretty packed grid as well. And another hastily put together stream today. So no graphics, but I will let you know who is on top of the current Drivers and Constructors Championships. But yeah, some absentees today, but still, like I said just a minute ago, looks still like a packed grid. And quali does officially get underway. Go ahead. See what's up. So traffic actually going to be quite an issue with this small track. Only just under a couple miles this track actually. And that car is very loud. Get rid of that music. Anyone's in the chat and has some suggestions about audio levels, do let me know. I think we might be in a pretty good spot right here. We're halfway in the ground, it seems. But, Gon's leading the field out in that glorious pink Indian bus driver's machine. Let's give you a quick rundown of Bikernieki. So they're just crossing the start-finish line. Turn 1, long sweeping right-hander. Braking as straight as possible, trying to hook up this almost hairpin for turn 2. Big flat section coming up next, so a good exit from that turn 2 is crucial. Turn 3, just a little feather through. And this little S section, and coming up is the famous death corner. Rising up over the hill, want to be very careful on the power there. Straight run down to the first right-hander, kind of faux Lesmos here. You've got a Lesmo 1, and then a bit further down. Another sweeping long right-hander, really want to push it out as wide as you can here, and then a really difficult section here. Almost a Scari-like. Huge speed through there. Again, this next complex of corners, a kind of wide open chicane, can carry a lot of speed through there. Through the final corner. And the run down to the start-finish line. Gons with a 1:10.5, 1:10.4 from Jacob the Snack. Filling in today in the Team Caliber Global car. Good time from him, Jacob the Snack. Those of you who are in the know that this guy can drive. So an interesting addition to the lineup today. I'm very excited to see what Jacob can do in these new Formula Pals cars. Meanwhile, on board with Gonz's teammate James Andrews in the other Indian bus driver's car. So far, I hate this. I hate this ACTV. It's so bad. some cracking camera angles at this track, so hopefully some eye candy for you guys. Anyway, as I was saying, James Andrew, another competent driver, currently doing quite well in the driver's standings. Out chasing behind looks like one of the HCR cars, but looking to improve on that current 6th position. Not sure if he's set a time as of yet. No time as of yet. Gon's actually taking pole position, and looks like this might be James Andrews' first timed lap. Suicidal Cookie is actually beginning another timed lap. It looks like he's got one of the Indian bus driver's cars right behind him. Really hard to lose it over the death corner. Very easy to spin the rears and send the car around. Those of you who caught the last time we raced Formula Pals at this race may recall a large incident at that corner on lap 1. Hopefully we don't see anything quite as chaotic as that, but this track being so short and so fast can really throw anything up into the mix. So on board with Automated Luxury, he's currently sitting in P3. Everybody within about a second and a half of each other so far. Just trying to see if we have more drivers on track right now, but really difficult actually to cut the track in some places. Very easy to go wide there. Looking like Luxury gave up on that lap. Meanwhile, Trainboy currently in P6. James Andrews did finally set a time of 1:11.0. About 7/10 off the leader, give or take. And so front end damage, it looks like on I think that's Dion's car just ahead. Front end damage there, so not optimal downforce for this track, which is actually you need quite a bit of downforce. Only really 3 major braking zones in this lap. Dion quite a way off the leaders right now. And that front end not looking very stable as he tries to turn it into the death corner. Oh yeah, front end looking very unstable. Let's see what Jaker is up to. Currently sitting about 2/10 behind Gons. Gons sitting on pole. Jaker the snack crossing the line. Not improving that time around, it seems. Looks like he's got company from a car on its outlap. Well, Dion is about to cross the line. Still a bit off the pace. Looks like Trainboy had an issue. Back on board with Jaker as he tries to move back up the qualifying order. Aaron setting his time in the 1:12s along with Dion. Ooh, and Jaker very wide there. Straight back to pits. The fastest Control O in the West. Like Trainboy finishing up a lap. Is he going to be able to get provisional pole? Car looks quite competent through that last corner. Very easy to understeer. Not improving this time around. And the QP car you saw there, the rear end getting unstable over the hump on the exit of Death Corner. You see this long sweeping right-hander very slightly off camber, especially on the exit. Easy to go wide here, and here it's I wonder if it's flat. Big lift there, blending through the left-hander, use all the curb on the right. You see how fast this Second to last corner is so much fun, this last sector. And looking really good through there was Cookie. No understeer, it seemed. Cookie at 1:10.8 stays P6. James Andrews crossing the line, going 1:10.4. Still 2/10 off of Gons, but an Indian bus driver's lockout so far. Locking out the front row of the grid as Jacob the Snack looks to respond. Only 0.03 of a second off of Trainboy. Huge lockup into turn 1 there. And spinning the rears and ending that lap early. Back on board with Cookie. Halfway through qualifying, give or take 50 seconds or so. Through the Lesmo 2 corner. I'm sure these corners have actual names, but there's no way in hell I can pronounce them because they're Latvian. I can't do Latvian, sorry. But all corners do have kind of affectionate names, you know, such as the Death Corner. I have my affectionate names. I've spent my fair share of laps on this track. I do love it. Cookie crossing the line and taking P2 away from James Andrews. 100th of a second off of Gons. And Gons still untouchable from that earlier lap. Still unable to improve himself. Hop back with Automated Luxury. It's top 6 so close together. 0.3, just under 0.3 separates 6 cars. Just goes to show you how fine the margins are on such a small track like this. And we've got so much traffic out here and a nice slipstream up for grabs. Automated Luxury takes P4 away from Trainboy. Dion entering the fray into the 11-0s. Cookie in the final sector here. Oh, and just hits that curb and gets absolutely launched. And that curb is so aggressive. You can see from that camera angle we were on, it's so steep, so sharp. Really isn't a curb you want to be riding a lot of. Looks like a lot of people going in for fresh shoes and more fuel. A lot of people on their outlaps. Frederick Shublum looking to improve still. Maybe wants to join his teammate up there in the top 6. He rounds the final corner. Takes his chances with that exit curb. Doesn't manage to improve this time around. Maybe that was his outlap. Hard on the brakes. Very, very easy to lock up there. Do have a little bit of camber. But spinning the rears on the exit there is kind of a traditional at this track. And from this view, we'll actually get a good idea of the Death Corner. Try and use all of that entry curb there. And car feels that corner feels a bit like a rally corner, so power on, power off, very important there as the track rises and dips again. And because this next section is basically flat, corner exit is really important at the Death Corner too. Trainboy going up into P2, beating out Cookie by 2/1000ths of a second. Very impressive. Cookie back into the pits, maybe looking for a response before the end of this qualifying session. I believe that might be Luxury ahead of him. It's not. Shublum crosses the line, improves only slightly, will stay P8 for now. Shower of sparks from James Andrews, catching the grass a little bit there on the edge of Death Corner. Ulesmo 1. And this track is narrower than it seems too, so overtaking is possible, and we'll see a lot of it, especially into turn 1. But very tricky to overtake at any of the other corners. James Andrews looking to rejoin the front row of the grid. And a bit lazy on the throttle there, maybe just setting up for another lap. Don't think he improved that time around. And so he'll start another flying lap. Suicidal Cookie, on the other hand, looking to get a bit higher up the standing. Not this time around. His teammate still in the pits. Jacob the Snack looks like he's still in about sector 1. Approaching the death corner. Very, very clean, very smooth inputs there from Jacob. Very nice driver to watch. Very soothing driver to watch, actually. Very smooth inputs. Not seeing Robin Moe today. But Robin Moe currently top of the standings, so this will be a very good opportunity for Gons to close the gap. Currently has about a 58 point gap to Robin Moe in P1 of the standings. Jacob unable to improve that time around. James Andrews just beginning a lap. Same with Suicidal Cookie. That's a big lockup from not sure who that was actually. That was a big lockup indeed. Might have put James Andrews off a little bit. Automated Luxury in the pits. Trying to just keep up. See, Dion's moved up a spot. No, Cookie will be looking to improve. He's been fighting for pole every round pretty much so far. Rainboy improving ever so slightly, I think, there. Yeah. Cookie through this long, sweeping section. So much fun when you get it right, but when you get it wrong, it bites hard. Very, very easy to lose it at this track. Not looking like there's any struggle with understeer there. Doesn't improve this time around. See, Jacob's under pressure, seems like, from, I think that's Trainboy behind. Like that T-cam. Oh, and losing the rear end there, bit of lift off oversteer. You see that inside curb biting hard. Not what you want to happen. Gon's chilling in the pits. So close, this top 6. Really is up to anyone. I'm not sure if the track... I don't think the track is going to improve any more than it already has. He making his way around the final corner, maybe a little bit of tow from that Indian bus driver's car. And Cookie taking pole position. Finally, someone can beat Gonz's time. But into the 1:10.1s, which puts now the top 7 cars all within a second of each other. Trainboy rounding the final corner. Couple of laps to go. Doesn't improve this time around. I wonder if that might prompt a response from Gons, maybe to get out and try one more lap, try and retain pole position. See, Jacob the Snack making his way toward the death corner. Oh, a bit late on the power. Didn't have much traction at the rear through there, maybe lost about half a tenth or so. Just from sliding that round that little bit. Making his way around. All the leaves falling, that camera angle's just a bit wrong. Like Train Boy making way there, very courteous. Don't think that actually helped Jacob that much though. Seemed to slow to avoid Train Boy there a little bit. Oh, that's a shame. Not much time left. Minute and a half of qualifying on a 1:10 lap. James Andrews looking for a response to Cookie's 1:10.175, currently on pole position. Everyone still out on track, bar Gons and Frederick Shublum. The car looking very stable through there actually. Didn't need to lift as much as we've seen some other people having to do in that technical complex. Decent exit from James Andrews. Let's see if he improves at all. Doesn't this time around. Cookie improves actually on his lap time. 1:10.138 now. Time to beat for pole position. Train Boy heading through the death corner. Such a close qualifying. I do love watching these Formula Pals quali battles. Every single one has come down to the final lap, and it's always been so close. Top 6 still within about 3/10 of each other. Oh, and some smoke. Not sure who that was. But abandoning that lap, Train Boy rounds the final corner. Will he be able to take pole position? He does! Into the 1:10.0s. Can Cookie respond? He does! Oh my goodness, 100th of a second, that's all that's in it on the final lap. And Dion looks like he's lost it a little bit there, so that's actually quali over. Wow. You love to see it. Suicidal Cookie on pole position then for this race. I think that is the first. It's the first pole position for Suicidal Cookie, if I'm not mistaken. Not sure where he's going. I think he's lining up for the jump. Okay, I'm not sure exactly what Cookie's up to. Maybe that's a little bit of a victory lap for him. Taking his first pole position. Train Boy only a 100th of a second behind in P2. P3 is Gons, James Andrews in P4, so a second row lockout in the end for the Indian bus drivers. Automated Luxury in P5. And Jacob the Snack currently P6. Only 4/10 off of pole position. Dion P7. I have more. Ooh, Robin Moe is here, so Robin Moe just choosing not to qualify. Udadorp is here. We've seen him out on track. And Daniel Scott, the Rocky Blue racing car, also making an appearance. So just waiting for the race to begin. 58 seconds. We'll leave it on relative for now. Ooh. Need a drink. Okay. Made it. 5 lights. And there we go, everybody off. Cookie, a good start from him. Uh-oh. A good start from Cookie. Some bumping behind. One of the QP cars taken out. That's Aaron. Behind, and Daniel Scott. Big pile up at the rear. Gons battling with Trainboy down towards the death corner. Makes the move stick, but he's got death corner to contend with. Cookie running away with it a little bit. Robin Moe looking like he wants to move on Dion. Automated Luxury's actually made his way up to P4. Jacob the Snacks made up a position to P5. And Gonza's actually gotten ahead of Suicidal Cookie somehow. Might have made a move through that second Lesmo. But Gonz under insane pressure from Cookie here. Wants to maximize his exit. Fancies a move up the inside. Gonz a little bit deep. Side by side. Gonz able to defend despite the wide line. Jacob the Snack also battling with Automated Luxury. Oh, there's contact. Meanwhile, up ahead, I can't keep up with it. Suicidal Cookie still battling. Those guys are missing out badly. Both of them side by side into Lesmo 1. Cookie still right behind. Lining up a move on the inside through the sweeping right-hander. Oh, a bit of contact. Some ribbons racing. This is epic racing. Still side by side. Cookie eking out Gonz into that on the exit of that complex, but Gonz is not going to want to let that lie down. Oh, a little bit wide through there. Oh my goodness. Cookie's still under insane pressure. All about the exit here. Robin Moe's made his way up to P3. And they're still going at it. Rest of the field seems to have spread out just a little bit. Gonz peeping up the inside. Gonna have the outside for the Lesmo corner. Very aggressive move on the outside. Makes it stick. Oh, a little bit of bumping there. Both drivers managing to hold on. Cookie looking this way and that. Oh, Gon's car looks a little bit more stable through there, a little bit more downforce perhaps. But epic battle from these two lasted about almost 4 laps. Neither one giving the other no quarter. Meanwhile, Automated Luxury has Trainboy right on his rear. Looks like they'll be side by side through this first sweeper. Trainboy may be able to get a better exit. Oh, so close. Oh, and a bit of a bump there it seemed from Automated Luxury. I'm sure the stewards will be taking a look at that post-race. James Andrews now caught the rear of Trainboy due to that little bump. Suicidal Cookie still pressuring Gonz at the front. Let's follow along with James Andrews in this little battle. Raging on now that Trainboy has fallen behind. Looking like a little bit of a train of cars almost. Oh, and there's an off there. I think, yeah, that's Dion. Maybe a little spin, or maybe a little bit of a bump into that corner. Look at the snack, moves his way up. Oh! I think Luxury was heading into the pits, maybe. Well, someone may have headed into the pits, but not sure quite what happened there. Somebody lost out. James Andrews just saw making that move stick on Train Boy into turn 1. James Andrews now has about a second to make up to Automated Luxury in ahead of him. Looking like he's already gaining. His James Andrews' current pace, I think, a bit better than his current race position reflects. Meanwhile, Cookie's still trying to chase down or hang on to the back of Gons up in P1. Both of them moving forward. James Andrews is caught up to Luxury in no time at all. Looks like James Andrews does actually have a little bit of front end damage. James Andrews looking like he wants to move. Automated Luxury does have that rear end damage too. Both of them have quite banged up actually. James Andrews making no hesitation to make that move into turn 1. Meanwhile, Train Boy now pressuring the rear of Automated Luxury. Oh, and drifting wide, much turn-in understeer from Train Boy there. Got a DNF from Aaron, that's unfortunate. Hopefully not more wheel problems, and Automated Luxury looking like he's really struggling with the balance on this car. Costing him a lot of time indeed. Was fourth at one point. Train Boy making that move look very easy indeed. Just see how much front end damage is there. James Andrews has about 10 seconds to make up to Robin Moe. Gons with a 1:10.5, so Gons by far and away the fastest driver on track right now. Looking like he's settling into a rhythm. Has actually pulled out about a 1.5 second gap to Cookie behind. So Gon's actually the only driver in the 110 so far. Looks like Luxury still losing out 2 positions as Jacob the Snake moves up into P6. Has the rear of Train Boy now to chase down. And I'm sure... Oh, Train Boy getting all sorts of loose up ahead. Death Corner wanting to bite. You see how much pace Luxury is dropping at the moment, so that damage really affecting his race today. Robin Moe is actually slowly chasing the rear of Suicidal Cookie. Robin Moe also now into the 110s. Robin Moe last time out, as you may remember, disconnect from Aaron, yeah, that's unfortunate, man. But as I was saying, Robin Moe last time out started near the back of the grid and ended up winning. Let's see if he can repeat the miracle. Meanwhile, Jacob still on the rear of Train Boy, slowly gaining. Just having a look at Train Boy, seeing if his car looking a little unstable through the death corner. Yep. Oh, running wide, going on 2 wheels for a second there. And there you see Jacob moving forward as Öderdorp now battling Dion, so both teammates of both these teams are in a battle with the other. Wonder if we'll see a move through the death corner. It can be done. Usually done on the exit though. Both of them move through. Someone touching the gravel there. I think that was Dion. Just touching the gravel, and that gravel is actually really harsh. It slows you down so much. And Train Boy's off. Looks like Frederick Schublem behind moves to take P7 from Train Boy. Everybody's struggling, it seems. Nobody's getting away cleanly. Robin Moe, on the other hand, caught right up to the rear of Cookie. Cookie may have had a slow lap that time around. This is exactly what Gons is going to want to see, and his timing board is Robin Moe and Cookie battling, because that'll slow both of them down. And it'll give Gons enough time to run away and get a big gap, because Robin Moe will come after him. Maybe dropping a little time did Robin Moe in that final sector on that lap. And the field quite spread out as of this moment. Looks like we've got a DNF from Daniel Scott as well. Jaker into the 110s. Also, both of them streaming towards the death corner. And Robin's slowly catching, but losing times in it seems like he's dropping some time in sector 1 and 3. Maybe Cookie giving a swift kick up the backside because he knows just how well Robin is. And Cookie touching the grass on the outside of the long sweeper. And that lets Robin Moe through. That's such a shame. As I was saying at the beginning, very easy to run wide at that corner and spin on the grass. But Gons now with about an 8-second lead. Gons consistently lapping in the 110s in that clean air. A real shame for Cookie because he looked like he's got some genuine pace today. And I think he definitely would have been able to hold Robin off for a little bit longer as well. But pit stops still to come. These cars will need pit stops in the race. Whether they take tyres or not and save a little time is yet to be seen. And yeah, nobody stopped so far. Uderdorp has stopped. Train Boy still chugging along, chasing down the rear of Frederick Schublem. The Scuderia Snail drivers actually lapping 6th and 7th right now. There'll be some good points for them. They've scored some decent. They scored some decent team points this season so far. So another good, strong finish for them. We'll see them maybe even be able to challenge for the Constructors' Championship at least. Train Boy looking like he is actually gaining on Shiba. Despite that front end damage, the Train Boy is a bit all over the grid today. Oh, and a lock up there from Luxury into turn 1. Carrying some front end damage as well. And a nice little train of 3 cars forming right here. Through the death corner. Oh, lovely. Floating it through there. Lost a bit of time to his teammate though. But Schublem may want to have a look on the inside on corner exit. Luxury actually pulling away, maybe breaking the toe. Sure, these guys wouldn't mind battling. They're so similar on pace. So Train Boy just kind of doesn't seem like he's pushing too hard. Maybe just wants to stay on the rear. I wonder if he thinks they're going to battle up ahead. But Schublem getting very close. All 3 of them. team blocking there as both the Scuderia Snail drivers take the inside. I think Frederick Schublem actually got the best out of that. Train Boy makes his way and splits the two Snail cars and has a better exit. It's going to look up and have... Oh, he's going to have the inside, but they, at this rate, they'll be side by side into the death corner. Hold your breath. And Train Boy looked like he actually backed out of that a little bit. I think Train Boy actually showing his experience there, but 3 of these cars still going at it. So packed close. Oh my goodness, so closely packed together as Frederick Schublem locks up big time and potentially loses out to all 3 of these cars. They're almost 3 wide into there. Luxury thinks again. Train Boy makes his way through to the lead of this pack, but touches the grass. We saw that with Cookie earlier and loses it fully. And the Scuderia Snail drivers will say, ha ha ha. And just losing the rear end, so that damage really showing its effect right now. Uderdorp not too far behind. Gonna definitely... Oh, Train Boy actually going to the pits and rage quitting, it seems. Maybe. It's understandable. Lots of damage there. So 3 DNFs. Bikernieki turning out to be a right Widowmaker, it seems. Kind of always is, but I don't know. It's been a bit more measured in its approach this time around. Usually it's all at once, but anyway, Scuderia Snail Driver's doing really well. Cookie's lost it off of the grass again. Doesn't seem to have any body damage, but that's let James Andrews catch right up. Only 1.2 seconds separating them. Robin Moe 1:10.6 for his lap just then, so showing some good pace. Gons still has the gap around 8 seconds. Incredible. What a performance from Gons today. James Andrews probably wanting to join Gons on the podium. I think Gon's definitely been my driver of the day so far. Straight chillin'. Gap's been a constant, yeah, about 8 seconds to Robin Moe behind, so consistent pace as well as just really good pace. James Andrews looking like he might have messed up a little bit. He's dropped about 3 seconds to Suicidal Cookie, so I'll have to make all that time up again. Luxury and Frederick Schublem still kind of going at it, it seems. Waiting for my timing board to stop being weird. James Andrews into the pits. I wonder if this will prompt a reaction from anybody else. Suicidal Cookie stays out on track. Looks like he's got a back marker in Dion to contend with. Meanwhile, Jacob the Snack moves up into P4. James Andrews comes out of the pits in P8. Whether that will be a one-stop or a two-stop race, I'm not entirely sure. Not sure if these tyres can last long. This track does actually shred tyres because most of the corners are so fast. Robin Moe taking about a second out of Gons in a couple of laps. I'm not sure when Gons is thinking about pitting. Field very spread out right now, actually. So Jacob moves to make his pit stop. Automated Luxury moves through into P5. So it looks like the pit window is well and truly open for a lot of these guys. See if any more people come in. Robin Moe is actually beginning to slowly catch up to Gons. See if Gons pits this time around. Nope. Robin Moe stays out. Cookie makes his way across the line. So into the 110s as well. Not his best lap of the race, but keeping within pace of Robin Moe. Maybe doesn't have the consistency today. I'm not sure if he has damage or if his tyres are cooked. But seems to be struggling a little, especially with the long sweeping right-hander. Frederik Schublem stays out, Automated Luxury stays out, and Udderdorp, as we know, is already pitted. James Andrews made his way up into P7 with Jacob the Snack coming out in P8 at a 5.5 second gap. But now the pit stops have happened, back markers are... How do I put this? In play. Especially at this track, it pays to let the people go as fast as possible. There you go. Gons actually made his way into the pits as I was watching Dion putt around, but Gons comes out P3, 7 seconds behind Cookie. Might have just been fuel. It seemed like it might have been a quick pit stop. Frederik Schublem now in P4. Maybe going long. So a few drivers still left to pit, as you can see. Gons comes out on mediums. I think started this race on the hards. Actually, Gons started on the mediums, so that will update in a second. Robin Moe still out on track, as is Suicidal Cookie. Gons crosses the line. I wonder if Schublem comes in to pit this time. No. Actually, a good gap to his teammate behind. Udderdorp is slowly climbing up the rankings. Automated Luxury puts in his best lap of the race. And both Scuderia Snail cars actually still to pit. And Udderdorp is slowly chasing down the rear of Automated Luxury, with the pit stop already made, I might add. So, lots of time to gain for Udderdorp. Looks like Robin Moe stays out on track. No pit stop from him. Cookie producing a 1:10.8. And Gons getting in a 1:10.6. So some time to gain for Gons, it seems. Udderdorp making up 6 positions, as well as Schublem making up 4 positions. Robin Moe, of course, making up a grand total of 10 positions. Still has to stop, as you can see, as well as Suicidal Cookie. And And looks like Frederik Schublem finally makes his pit stop, as does Udderdorp. So I think, yeah, as I thought, Udderdorp did actually pit after lap 1. That's going to put James Andrews up into P5. Robin Moe with a 1:10.4, his fastest lap of the race. Cookie is still lapping in the 1:10, so consistent driving from him. 1:10.6 was Gonz's last lap, 1:10.9 this time around. So I'm thinking maybe Gonz didn't take tyres and just opted to refuel instead. Meanwhile, back in the rear end of the top 8, Baker the Snacks caught up to the rear of Frederik Schublem. He's gaining through this last complex of corners as well. We are more than halfway through this race. Baker the Snacks made up about half a second within about 4 corners or so. We're very close to the rear of Schublem. Bit of power on oversteer. Not giving up though. Chiba getting a good exit from there, has pulled out a couple of tenths already. They both go through the death corner. Oh, and Chiba goes a little bit wide. It's going to slow him down. Baker still not close enough to think about a move into that corner, but gets a really good, keeps really good momentum through that corner this time around. And he's very close, has to be so careful on the power, doesn't want to run wide. Seen what that can happen. Well, we've seen what can happen when when you do go wide there. Getting my tongue twisted today. Jacob piling on the pressure now behind Frederik Schublem. As they round the final corner, all about the exit there. Suicidal Cookie, I think, made his pit stop. I have to double check on that. Oh, and a bit of a lockup from Frederik Schublem there. Manages to keep the exit nice and tidy though. Oh, you just see how on edge the car is through that corner. Both of these drivers lapping very cleanly right now. Catching up quite quickly now is Jaker. Chiba looked like he drifted a little bit wide there, maybe suffering from some understeer. Jaker the Snack in full pursuit now. They'll be side by side, it seems, almost. Oh, into turn 1. Jaker a little bit later on the brakes. Chiba holds the inside nicely. Great defending from Chiba. Still not out of the woods yet as they make their way through the forest. Down towards the death corner. And Gonz actually overtaking Robin Moe for the lead of this race. I think Robin Moe just made his pit stop. So Gonz on already changed tyres. Able to stream ahead while Robin Moe tries to get as much heat and grip into his as possible on this outlap. I do want to stick with this battle because it's been raging for quite a bit. We could check the pit stops. The Automated Luxury, the only one not to stop, maybe wants to pull out a bit of a gap to James Andrews before he can, but he's only got about a second actually. Jacob the Snack still piling on the pressure. Good exit from turn 1. It looks like he wants to force the issue here. Maybe Chiba still slightly ahead. Oh, so close. Oh, and both of them handling the death corner beautifully there. Jacob the Snack maybe with a bit more of a run into the first Lesmo. Goes around the outside. What a Chad move. Great driving from both of them, but the bold move around the outside at the first Lesmo corner really making things move for Jacob the Snack. Meanwhile, James Andrews and Automated Luxury are battling. James Andrews actually just took the position from Luxury, who does still need to pit, remember. And a 13-second gap behind him might just be a pretty good buffer for him. But looking like he might end up battling with his teammate. Very short pit lane here, so pit stops aren't that long at all. I think a one-stopper for a lot of these drivers today, actually. Gons may have timed his pit stop to perfection. Oh, and a big lockup from Luxury there. But Gons lapping well right now, still in the 110, so he's been super consistent. Robin Mo's caught up a little bit, actually. Finally seeming to get those tires to fire up. And a little bit further behind, Frederick Shublum still on the rear of Jacob the Snack, dropping a couple of tenths a lap, it seems. Meanwhile, Robin Mo still closing the gap on Gons ahead, so now we get to see the battle that never seemed to happen because Gons pitted. But Robin Mo 7 tenths behind Gons for P1. Ooh, just a bit of corrective lock on the way into that corner. Avoid that curb on the exit there for sure. But expect to see some drivers go through it on the victory lap, parade lap, whatever you want to call it. And Gon's actually getting a really nice exit there. Gap's been about 8 tenths. We're about a lap now. So Gon's maybe getting the hurry up a bit. I'm sure he can see Robin Mo in his mirrors. "11 laps to go." Be interesting to see how Gons chooses to defend this. And Udadorp, you may have just seen, puts his best lap in of the race. And Robin Mo about 3 tenths of a second faster that time round than Gons, so slowly making out the time. I think both of these drivers really know this track quite well. I know Gons does. Oh. Robin Mo carries a lot of momentum through the death corner. Has a look round the outside of turn 1. We know it's possible. We've seen it. And he has a really good run now down to the second Lesmo. Gons giving him the space. Oh, front end wiggle there from Robin Mo. Robin Mo into the final complex of corners. And Gons looking very confident through there. Automated Luxury finally makes his pit stop. Robin Moe not able to get the move done that time around. He's got 9 more laps to do it. Gons covers the inside ever so slightly. And a 110.4 for Suicidal Cookie behind. Robin Moe now right on the rear of Gons through the deaf corner. Floats it through once again, but Gons much faster on the entry that time around. And Gons gets the power down so early on that corner too. See how close Robin Moe is in Gons' side mirrors. This battle's been coming for a very long time. Robin Moe may be waiting patiently to see where he's faster than Gons. Hasn't made any very aggressive moves as of yet. Knows that turn 1 is a good spot to go for it though. Chooses the outside this time around, maybe looking to switch back. Gons getting another good exit from turn 1. And the exit curb of Death Corner almost upsetting things big time for Robin. Well held, good save from him. Curing that snap oversteer with a flick of corrective lock. Good driving from Robin Moe there. Ooh, the sweeping right-hander they go. Robin Moe still hunting Gons down. This is as close as he's ever been, actually. In the grand scheme of things, Robin Moe not losing out too much to the wobble at the death corner. Looks like he might have a run on Gons. Gons looking like he's going to hold the inside. Been working for him so far, making Robin go the long way. Still side by side. Gons still ahead of this little tiff here. Robin Moe looking like he wants to force the issue into the death corner. They go side by side. Robin Moe looks like he backed out ever so slightly there. Didn't want to risk things. It's so risky to go too wide through that corner. Oh, and some smoke here, maybe from that back marker up ahead. And this is pretty much the only close battle happening on track right now. And it's for the lead of the race. Robin Moe still within half a second of Gons. Out to start, lap 33 of 39, so only 6 laps left for Robin to make this move. I wonder if he's going to try and make it happen on the last lap. Oh! Robin goes really wide on the final corner, almost hits the Pinguino jump, as it's known, across the start-finish line. Oh no! And the power on oversteer out of turn 1 really doesn't help Gons there as Suicidal Cookie makes his way through into P2. Ah. What a shame, because Gons definitely had the pace to compete with Robin Moe, but now with 11 seconds or so to make up. That's a big shame. Heartbreak of the season so far, I think. Whoops. Not quite sure what happened there. Everything's smaller now though. Whoops. So Cookie makes his way up into P2 while Robin Moe on the top step of the podium once again. Came down from the bottom of the grid as we saw earlier. And everybody stopped. Uderdorp, of course, made 2 stops. Didn't know Dion took 2 steps, but that's interesting. Good to know. Things settling down, I think, as a lot of these drivers just want to survive. Gons does have a little bit more pace, it seems, than Cookie, so we may still see a battle for P2 if Gons can close the gap, but I'm sure that his rear tyres will actually be quite cooked from that spin at turn 1. Real shame. Got to feel for him, but I think I said before the start of the race just how easy it is to spin the rears out of that corner, and it's exactly what happened to Gons there. So let's see, Cookie crossing the line. Puts in a 1:10.3. Great lap from him. 1:10.7 for Gons, so Gons actually, he's been lapping around the 1:10.6, 7-ish. Cookie putting in a little bit more pace into his ending laps, it seems. It's a shame the battle had to end that way, because it was getting really spicy there. Dion into the pits again. Not sure if he spun or if that's going to be a DNF from him. Or sidetrack then. So Gons' gap to Cookie is dropping ever so slightly. Cookie's gap to Robin Moe is increasing ever so slightly. Robin Moe putting in a 1:10.362, so on pace with Cookie. Gons still leaking pace, it seems, in the final stages of this race. 3 laps to go or so. Well, Uderdorp lapping around in P7 has quite a bit of distance to make up to Frederick Schublem in front. And the late pit stop not quite working out for Schublem's teammate, Automated Luxury. But still top 8 is top 8. And some good team points on the table again, as I was saying earlier, for Scuderia Snail. Scuderia Snail actually very, very close to P3 in the standings. Indian bus drivers looking to be the big points, team points winning team of the day with a P3 and P4, but Gons is actually creeping ever so closer to Suicidal Cookie. I think he's got not enough time to make anything happen, barring a huge mistake from Suicidal Cookie, which I don't want to curse him. That wasn't Commentator's curse. Goes on board round the death corner. Oh! Ooh, okay. Banging my head seemed to do the trick there. I don't want to Commentator's curse anyone. But with James Andrews having a bit of an issue. Where is that? Interesting. Quite difficult to go off there. Has a big gap to the car behind him. 6 seconds to Jacob behind. Gons is actually caught right up to Suicidal Cookie. That's not true. 0.5 of a second, so maybe I did curse Cookie. I this battle's still happening. Lap 38 of 39. Getting down to Last Chance Saloon. Gon's now really piling the pressure on. Timing tower lying to me once again. Through the Lesmo 1. Cookie getting a bit more traction through the middle of that corner, it seems. Cookie now very conscious of just how close Gons is, and he's off through the final complex. Understeer getting the better of him, it seems, and that's one of the full steam racing cars. I believe that's Dion. But Gons makes his way through to P2, heading into the final lap. Can Cookie respond, and can Gons keep it together? I wonder how that happened. Maybe just sent it a little too hard into that, like, penultimate chicane. Oh, and Cookie using all the track, wants to fight back. Has a little bit of front end damage. Maybe that's just what caused it. I think Robin Moe actually on his way. Picking up the checkered flag once again. And he does. He comes across the line. Takes the win in round 3 of Formula Pals. Excellent drive from Robin once again, coming from the back of the grid. I don't think Cookie is going to be able to close the gap. So your pole sitter finishing P3. Gons finishes in P2. Fantastic race from Gons. I think my driver of the day for sure. As James Andrews making his way towards the line. Jacob the Snack's actually taken about a second out of James Andrews. Far too little, too late it seems, as this is the final lap. These guys coming across the line. Finishing up their race. James Andrews taking P4. Jacob finishing P5. Frederick Shublum finishing P6. Uderdorp in P7. Automated Luxury P8. And Dion in P9. So Uderdorp and Robin Moe, the biggest winners of today. Robin Moe with another strong performance from the rear of the grid. And another good day, it seems. There's the Pinguinos jump. Excellent. I'm so glad I got that. Traditions, baby. Burnouts from everybody. Look at that smoke texture, baby. So a fantastic race today. Gons was probably my driver of the day. Wouldn't mind having a chat with him if he's around. Let's have a look. Let's see who's around. I just need to find the right channel. Hold on. God. Let's go to waiting room. Alright, so we'll go from the top of the grid down. Joining me is Robin Moe, winner of today's race. Hello, Robin.
Hello.
How are you? Great race today.
I'm pretty exhausted, to be honest. There was
I bet.
there was something else. Yeah.
A lot of work to do for you again. And choosing to start from the back this time around, or just a late join?
I hope it wasn't too cheeky, but I really enjoyed Donning, like the racing you get if you start from there. You have so much work to do, overtake people and stuff.
Okay.
So I told everybody before that I was doing that, who was in the voice chat at the time.
Yeah.
And I knew like there were some pretty quick people here today, so I'm very happy with how that went.
I mean, Gon's and Cookie's pace really surprised me. Kind of gave each other a run for their monies, respectively. But man, I think Gon's timed his pit stop to perfection, and came out just ahead of you, I think, after you made your pit stop. So I knew that battle at the end was coming, but I didn't expect it to end like that. So, but while you're here, I'd like to get your thoughts on this track, because this is the first time you've raced this track with us, correct?
Yeah, for me it's the first time. Oh, Cookie hopped it. For me it's the first time that I ever raced this track, and it took me some time. Like I did lots of laps in practice, and I really enjoyed it as well. Like I don't think I've practiced for any race like this before, just because I enjoyed hot lapping this, like lap after lap after lap. I had a quali setup where I put more work in than in the race lap, just because I liked hot lapping this track so much, and I knew I was going to start from the back. So I was like, this is so much fun. I want to race this more. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Gons and Cookie. I have to say Gons drove outstanding. Like, honestly, I don't know if you noticed the pit strategies, but I started on hards because I could not get the mediums to work.
Okay.
And Gons, I think, was on mediums both stints. He had a different setup which worked quite well with those tires, and he made them work, I had overheating tires on my outlap on the mediums.
Interesting.
So basically I pitted for mediums at the end because I thought I overcut him. Or I tried to overcut. So I was opting like, okay, it makes sense though to pick mediums. And immediately when I left the pits, I was like, oh, this was the wrong decision. Yeah, so his pace was very, very impressive. And Cookie as well. Like Cookie didn't practice much, but he was so quick right from the get-go.
Yeah. But I mean, Cookie was on pole,
I didn't notice that actually. I thought Gons was on pole. But...
No, Cookie took pole away from Train Boy on the last lap.
That's very impressive.
Yeah, keeping up the record of every quali session in Formula Pals comes down to the last lap. So I'm happy. It was very good watch. So, but yeah, congrats again, men, for the giant flex of starting at the back and winning. So good job.
Thanks.
And I think that
I'm very happy with that.
And if my math is correct, then I think you can clinch the championship the next time around, the next round. So
I have to see if I can make all the other races and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
I
anyway,
can make it. I don't want to make it too boring, but anyway, the other guys are waiting, I think. So
yeah, definitely. So, but yeah.
Thanks for commentating.
Oh, for sure.
I love watching that back.
No, that was a good race. So yeah, I think you'll enjoy watching that one back for sure. So,
thanks. See you.
All right, man. Take it easy. That was Robin Moe, winner of today's race and the last race, both from the back of the grid. Gon's not having time to do an interview today, but we will pull in Suicidal Cookie. Congrats on the P3. You were kind of all over the grid for that race, it seemed. Well, within the top 3. But congrats on the pole position as well. Is that your first one? That's your first pole, right, for this season?
I think for this season, yeah.
Yeah. Well, congrats. Yeah, stonking lap.
Cheers. I don't know if you watched it, but I was like, oh, I'm actually up on my last lap. And then into that second to last corner, it was like literally sliding. So I ended up sliding through the last 2 corners, and I managed to just get it by 1/10.
Okay.
No, not 1/10. Sorry, 1/100th.
Yeah, it was 1/100th.
Pretty close.
But I'll thank you as well for keeping up the record of every Formula Pals qualifying session coming down to the last lap. So congrats for keeping up that record of this season. So, yeah, it makes quali really good to watch because I know it's always going to come down to the last lap. So, but talk about the moment, if you will, the going wide into the second to last chicane. You know, when Gons was behind. What happened there?
Basically, I don't know if I lost focus, looked at the delta or what, or I did what Dark would call the cookie thing, where I just try and make the corner as wide as possible.
Yes.
I got like half the tire on the grass and it was just gone. Like I knew I wasn't going to slow down.
Yeah.
So I just tried to hit the wall as smoothly as possible to avoid getting steering damage.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I kind of broke the rear wing a little bit, so then it was unstable. So that's how Gons got me the chicane the next time round, because I wasn't confident. Because the right-hander in that chicane towards the end of the lap is sketchy enough as it is. It kind of moves around a little bit as you go through it.
Yeah.
So with the rear damage, because I felt the rear damage earlier in the lap, so I wasn't sure it was going to be safe. So I kind of did that thing where you go in, overcorrect as you're thinking it's going to oversteer rather than guiding the car through the corner.
Yeah.
So it put me on a bad run through the chicane, and then my main hope was just making sure I didn't collect Gons as I came back on the track.
Yeah. Ugh.
But,
yeah. It seemed like a lot of people struggled with the track, and I thought it was tire deg, but it sounded like from Robin that the mediums were actually quite hard to fire up. So, but everybody was. I mean, Trainboy, Dion. I mean, pretty much everybody's had an off at some point. James had one. Jaker had one almost off. So, you know, in typical Bikernieki standard, nobody gets away cleanly. It's just about who can get away the most not messed up, I guess.
The first stint before the pit stops, when Robin was catching up to me.
Yes.
And then I went off at that corner and I 360'd right in front of him.
I didn't see that. I don't think.
Brakes, and he had to like dodge at the last second. And then again, like 3 laps later, and then James was right behind me.
Yeah.
But it was just that corner for some reason. I was braking too late, thinking I had to arc it later when really I had to slow it down more in the middle.
Yeah.
But no, the track was good. Interestingly, from my side, the tires, I just ran a set of hards the whole race.
Yeah.
And they never felt like they got slower.
Okay.
So, from my point of view, the mediums were probably a mistake. Because when I was driving them in quali, like they were overheating so much.
Yeah.
But they must have been alright, because I think Robin put a set of mediums on at the end and got fastest lap in the end. So
yes.
The problem was the left sides would just cook on them. So you had to up the pressures, but if you didn't plan for that, then you were toast.
Yeah. Yeah.
I imagine you got some decent action, at least throughout the stream. I'm sure I gave you a couple yellow flags and some battles.
Yeah, I mean, there was battles all throughout the field, especially the first stint. So it was a great watch. Lived up to my expectations because this is one of my favorite tracks as well. But yeah, I'm glad you could hold on to P3 and get a podium out of a pole position.
Cheers, thank you. Yeah, this was one of those races where I kind of threw it away a little bit, because in the later stints I was like, oh yeah, I remember how to drive this car, but by then it was too late, having made a bunch of mistakes. But you know, I'll take a podium.
Yeah.
I know Gons and Robin practiced a lot and really put the hours in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it shows. So, congrats to both of them and the podium too. And yeah, we'll see you next time round, men. Hopefully, we'll end up having some good points battles throughout the season. Last 2 rounds, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest of the tracks you got on the calendar.
Yeah, should be good.
For streaming.
Of course, man. We'll see you soon.
Peace.
There goes P3, Suicidal Cookie. Gracious of him to stop by as always when he does so well to get a podium. Gotta take a deep breath after that because that was quite riveting, especially that first stint. Just want to talk about what we've got going on next time round, next weekend, actually. Next Saturday. Actually got the 4 hours of Suzuka. Got a big GT4 field this time around actually as well, so this should be a definite good watch. I'm actually racing in that one, so if you fancy someone watching somebody drift a Maserati around Suzuka. And come join in for that. And the day after that, so an ACC doubleheader for next weekend. Round 3 of RP series with the 1 hour of Monza. Night race at Monza, so guaranteed to throw up some action, I'm sure. Be sure to join us next weekend for that one. Should be good fun. In the meantime, thanks for tuning in for Formula Pals. If you're not subscribed, please do like the stream if you have a second. Trying to grow the channel, y'all. And yeah, thanks for stopping by. Crazy action at Bikernieki as always. And we'll see you next time. Thanks again.